Hey you guys, Tailored Style here. Of course, it's Joseph and Linwood, and we're back with our Tuesday motivations, and today is entitled Get Close to the Fire, because we want you to get burned.
Make sure you have a fire extinguisher close when you're watching this video.
Make sure you have no flammable product in your hair, no synthetic hair that hasn't been treated, for flame retardancy, and no hairspray.
And don't be close to the sun, it's dangerous.
Yes, you could get burned.
With all that aside, go ahead and explain.
Now that all of our disclaimers are out of the way. So basically what we want to talk about is with business, with life, with work, with anything that you guys are dealing with on a regular basis, please understand that it's a regular thing for you to get discouraged, for you to feel like, you know what, this isn't quite working, for you to feel like, look here, like I'm getting down. I don't know what strategies I've got. Stop asking me questions. You know what I'm saying? And it really helps to get close to the fire. And I mean, like, instead of investing your time in dealing with people who are negative Nancy's, Debbie Downers, whatever you want to call them, heifers, whatever you want to call them, it helps out to get around people that rub you in the right way. And I don't mean a massage therapist. So basically, what you guys want to look at is getting around people that are strategists, getting around people that will help you feel more encouraged about whatever it is that you're doing. And I don't mean an amen crowd that's going to pat you on the back and tell you that the crappy stuff that you're doing is good stuff. I mean the people that are helping you formulate a plan. They're saying, hey, here's what you could do. Have you tried this? What if we do this? They are helping to encourage you, or saying, you know what, I read a book and they had this strategy here. Let me point you to this resource. Someone's of a like mind that's already accomplished something, that is on that same type of path or goal, where you can kind of rub with them, because just like we always say, iron sharpens iron.
It's very important to have someone that you can lean on in times of desperation or discouragement, because we are human. We're going to go through emotions. We're going to have good days. We're going to have bad days. We're going to have some moments where we feel like we can conquer the world, and we're going to have some moments where we feel like putting peanut butter on a piece of toast is the most challenging thing on earth. And that is human. That is the part of us that is normal. And it's okay to, at times, to feel unsure and to question things. But one thing that you need to have is, like he said, those people around you, you need to have a flame that can spark you back up. When your flame is about to go back out, what happens? You don't even need... Has anyone ever noticed this? When you go to light a candle, and if the flame's already there, all you have to do is like press down the gas, and you don't have to flick it and the thing will come on. Because guess what? If the flame is already there, you just have to reignite it. You don't have to click nothing, you ain't got to do nothing. You just need to turn it on. Click, boom, there it is. Boom, done. So that's what you need in your life. You need people like that, who when your stuff is about to go out, when it's sizzling on its last leg, someone comes on and ignites that fire right back again. And it is very easy to be around people in this world who are negative, people who will project their own fears on you. And it's very easy for people to do it, because half the time people are sitting in their fear instead of going out there and pursuing their dreams and facing their fears. And so when you're down and you have your moment of discouragement, you don't need to go to anybody. Don't be on the phone calling nobody. Don't call the aunt that you know is negative. Don't call the aunt that you know ain't got no money, that ain't doing nothing. Don't call the person who, if you wouldn't call them, if you wouldn't trade lives with them, don't call them. That's how I feel about it. If they're not somebody who, when you get off the phone, you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm so uplifted, I'm so encouraged, then do not call them. There are plenty of times, and this is no shade to my family, people, anybody in my circle, but there are plenty of times I'm in my car and I'm crying by myself because I'm confused and I don't understand and I don't know what the next step is, and I will ride around by myself before I call somebody and feel more confused after I get off the phone with you. I don't need to have your pressure and my pressure on my mind at the same time. So it is very important to have these people in your life, these influences, these people that can spark. And we all know who it is. There's people who, when they walk into a room, they light up your soul.
Yes.
There are certain people that walk into a room, they drain everything about your life. Even your lip gloss be gone.
Now, I will say, when you guys are contacting them, make sure that you're not just contacting them for using them. Contact them and have a relationship that's already established with them. You're seeing them, you're dealing with them on a regular basis, you're having luncheons that's just for joy, just for pleasure, just for whatever. So that way, when they are there for you to utilize as a resource, it doesn't feel like you're just constantly pulling from them, and that's it. Now, I will say, with Joseph's analogy with the candle, there is a huge difference between people who trim your wick and people who extinguish your fire. Sometimes the wick needs to be trimmed. We don't want to burn down the whole house. What we need to do is control this fire so that way we have the aromatherapy effect, we have the warmth, we have the romance, we have the ambiance. We don't have the blinds and the curtains and the sheets and everything else on fire. Your romantical evening has been ruined. Okay?
Exactly.
So it's important for you to understand that when you are dealing with people and they are trimming your wick, that means that they're telling you, okay, you know what, this would be good, but it would be better if you did this. Or I don't know if you really thought about this, but it doesn't really give the best impression when you do X, Y, Z. That is a massive...
Yes, Ebony. Preach.
Thank you, Ebony. That is a massive point that you want to pay attention to. Are they trimming your wick? Or are they extinguishing your fire by being like, I don't know, my Aunt Debbie tried that and, you know, she's fat. And so, like, okay, I'm trying to lose weight. It doesn't matter if your Aunt Debbie is fat. I'm working out right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, just help me get to my destination or get the heck out of the way.
Exactly. And I think one of the beautiful things is that most of the time you will find that I call them the fire extinguishers. Number 1 is fear. Number 2 is doubt. And number 3 is self-pity, because all of those combined will extinguish your fire. You'll never go anywhere. Your flame will die, and you will just be a burnt up candle that don't even smell good. You just smell burnt every time somebody walks past you.
Fragrance been gone.
So my main thing is to get away from fear for people. Everything worth having in this life is on the other side of fear. If you cannot conquer fear, if you are so afraid, you will never experience the true blessing of life, because life is not meant to be lived in fear. It was meant to be conquered in fear. And, well, conquer your fears. And so my main thing with that is, I want to point out to people, is like, get around people who encourage that. Get around people who encourage you to do better, be better, have better, and not people that are always going to project their own opinions on you. And I say that to say this, because one thing I've noticed is a lot of times people will come along and they'll be like, well, the market's not really there for that. Or, did you think about this? Or did you think about how that was going to affect you? Or why would you compete with something that's already existing? And there's 2 types of success, wealth, whatever you want to call it in this life. You can create your life, or you can compete for your life. I'm not competing for nothing. I'm creating everything that's in my life. And I think that is the beautiful thing about life, is that we are meant to create. We are the only human beings that have an imagination. We're the only creatures that God gave an imagination to. And we're the only ones that can use that. And think about it. Everything, I've said it before in other videos. Sorry, my gum was about to come out. Everything that in this world that we're sitting in, this iPad we're using, everything in this room was created. It was created from thought. Someone had to think of it before it was framed. This mirror that I love back here, somebody thought of that. They drew it. Then they went to a manufacturing company. They had to pitch it. They had to create it. They had to mass produce it. Then they had to put it in a store where I paid way too much money for it. But at the end of the day, their thought became a reality.
And we're going to join with Ebony right here because she's asking where the collection plate is. And so I just got to get churchy right quick. As a man thinketh, which is what Joseph is saying, so is he. If you don't first begin to think these things into existence, it never comes to pass.
No.
Your mind has to be on these things. And if you are starting to lose sight of the vision, you get around people who know the vision, who encourage the vision, who are backing the vision, empower that vision, and you get around them and you share it. Okay, you know what? I don't know if this is quite working the way that I thought it was. Well, tell me what you're doing wrong. Well, hey, let me go through this. Joseph and I had talked about it this week where we were like, okay, you know what? Numbers aren't quite looking like they usually do. What's happening? Oh, wait, we haven't been posting as many of our videos as we usually do. So if you guys notice, this week we post like 27 million videos. They've been sharing all over the internet. And it's crazy because it's like just that little bit of conversation between the two of us, that getting near the fire, which is, it's crazy because like the two of us were both kind of in, I guess, like a lull. And then just by getting around each other and having 2 small flames come closer together creates a bigger source of heat. So sometimes understanding...
We're an explosion.
Yes, we're an explosion, but not like diarrhea. So whenever you have someone else that is around you and they have that same type of flame going, understand that even if they're on the same level you are, you guys are still able to rub to create some sort of bigger bonfire type of effect. It doesn't just start with, okay, well, I don't have anything to bring, so let me just go over to him because he's always on fire. That's not how that works.
And there's something about a principle of starting where you are. You have to start where you are, do what you can, and use what you have. You can't start where you're not. You can't use what you don't have. And you
Can I borrow your car?
Exactly. So you have to look around at these things that you know the vision, know the goal, But ultimately, start where you are right now, like in the moment. When people say, "Oh, tomorrow," tomorrow will never come if you always put it in tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow will always be in tomorrow, never your today, but your tomorrow.
Not only that, but you cannot have more respect for tomorrow than you have for the present.
Exactly.
If you mistreat the present,
you never get to tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow to get to.
Exactly. Preach. That was powerful. I felt that in my spirit. And so
the ushers are coming around right now with your offering plates. So just go ahead and
don't put no chicken in the offering plate.
Right.
I will
I might eat the chicken.
Anyways, so you want to think about those things, and like I said, starting where you are, you cannot start from where you're not. You cannot do what you cannot do, and you got to use what you got and go from there. Put your best foot forward. And so it's like even with me and Linwood, if we get down, if something happens where we're like, okay, wait a second, this isn't working. Where can we start? Now, what can we go buy $5,000 worth of this, and can we go spend $10,000 to do this? No, we got to start where we are. Mm-hmm. What can I do for free? I can post a picture. You know what I mean? I can post a video. I can show what we're doing, and we can encourage people along the way. That's where we start, where we are. Mm-hmm. Don't say you want to be all this stuff and then not start where you are. You waiting for somebody to give you an amazing platform. Create your platform.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is the people who have the tools to build, and they're misusing the tools.
Exactly.
You over here with a screwdriver trying to put a nail in the wall.
And no shade, like we were literally at a business earlier today, and it's an amazing business, and like people don't want a social media market. People are like, I don't know how, they don't know. I was like, you can't afford not to. It's the freest form of advertisement. Mm-hmm. Think about this. This video is going to be watched by 1,000 people. 500 of these people are not even going to click on the video. They're just going to watch it from the sidelines because they don't want to know that they saw it.
They don't want to know they saw it. But that's okay.
But that's okay because you still saw it because it shows us all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And we're able to reach thousands of people from our salon at 8 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. And this video will be reposted. It will be shared. Other people will see it. And people are like, wait a second, I see you from somewhere. I go places all the time where people are like, I know you from somewhere. I was like, I know you know me from somewhere. I work too hard for you not to know me. Okay, you know how many videos I posted? If you don't know me, I'm not doing something right.
Yeah, especially in our own area. It's something to where if people are not creating a buzz for you, if people are not talking about you, you create your buzz. And you realize, you know what's working. If you realize, okay, you know what, by me posting a picture with kids in it, hey, it gets more engagement. Guess what? I'm about to have a kid background in every picture I post. Like, don't play. It comes down to saying, okay, you know what works, and once you get that fire going, you feel like, okay, you know what? You have a fire for yourself. What strikes the fire of your audience, of your viewer, of the people you're trying to appeal to, and then you go ahead and focus your attention in that direction until you're able to build and broaden. Yeah. And I mean, that's how that works. That's how you go ahead and you build your business. So understanding that getting close to the fire, we've been trained so much that, okay, stay away from the fire, it burns. Fire also keeps warm. Our world would be nothing.
Fire also puts the spotlight on some things. Let me let you know something right now. In California, where all these places are burning up, it's not, something funny, but I'm just saying people paying attention to it. Why? Because the whole thing's on fire. Mm-hmm. Fire illuminates. Fire puts a spotlight on things. And sometimes when you ain't got nothing else, you can rub two sticks together, create some friction, and get your fire started.
Friction, okay, so understand, baby. So understand that friction is never comfortable. So sometimes you're going to get around people that are your fire starters, but they're going to tell you something that you don't want to hear. Mm-hmm. They're going to tell you something that you don't want to do. They're going to tell you something that sounds like work. It sounds hard. It sounds like, but I don't have the time. Make the time. Because when it comes down to it, that friction, if it offended you when they said it, there's a good chance that it means you should be applying action somewhere. Because let me tell you, the people in church who get offended are not offended because they're not in sin. And the preacher did not preach about their sin. They're offended because the preacher preached about what it is that they're doing. So guess what? If your toes got stepped on, move your toes. Not trying to say that you in sin or anything like that. But what I am saying is, if you get near your fire starter and they tell you something that creates some friction, it makes you like, I don't know if I still want to call you. I don't know if I like you. There's a good chance that you should be listening and applying whatever it is that they said in some way, shape, or form, because it's going to better you in the long run.
Exactly. And so I think with all that being said, our main goals for this video today was to let you know to be around your fire starters. I think that's one of the reasons why me and Linwood are so beneficial for one another. We are definitely each other's backs. We are the wind beneath each other's wings.
After deodorant.
He doesn't wear deodorant.
I'm
just joking. He's had a couple moments. I always feel like I stink. That's besides the point. The bottom line is that we want to encourage people along the way. We know that at the end of the day, we're a salon, we do hair, but our goal is to encourage people along the journey, because at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all trying to get somewhere. Whatever background of life you come from, where you're watching this video, we want you to know that we care about you. We thank you, number one, for supporting us, for watching our videos, and for sharing our videos and liking our pages. We couldn't do what we do without you guys' support. We really owe it to you guys. And we want to see you succeed as we succeed, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We want to see people do better. Our world is in such a negative place, and for it to do better, we have got to stop only thinking about ourselves and start helping our fellow man, the person next to us. The person next to you may be the very person that blesses and changes your whole life, but you will never know if you don't even take the time to consider what the other person's going through or help the other person. So be a flame starter to someone else.
Yes.
Get out there, network, communicate with other people. Talk to people in the grocery store. Get out your phone sometimes. And I'm guilty of it too. I think about it all the time. Like, we don't even look up anymore. We could get mass murdered and wouldn't even know half the time, because we think it's a video game, because we're on our phones 24/7. You know, it's like, look up. Life is for the living. Life is for the now. And at the end of the day, we have to help each other. We have to stick together. Be a flame starter. Go out there, start many fires. Yes. Start many fires.
Don't be an arsonist.
Don't be an arsonist.
But I mean, it's something where we do these motivational videos despite the fact that we're a hair salon, because we're multi-passionate. And I'm willing to bet that you're multi-passionate too. Regardless of whatever it is that you love, it's not the only thing that you love. I love cheesecake, but I also love sweet tea and chicken and my wife and my kids. So guess what? I can't wrap my whole life around cheesecake. I got to do some other things in my life too. So when it comes down to it, we want to share with you guys that not only are we passionate about what we do, but we're passionate about the business side. We're passionate about motivating you to achieve whatever your dream is, because honestly, we pursue our dreams daily. And were it not for people like you, we wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. So thank you. And we hope that by us being motivated by people like you, that you're also able to be motivated
and motivate somebody like else. We hope that this flame gets bigger, is what we're saying.
Yes, we want to start a bonfire.
Exactly.
But don't bring the flammable weave. We don't need that.
Oh my God, yes. Come to us and get human hair first. So with all that being said, guys, we hope this video was empowering. We hope that it was funny, but it also had true value to you. If it did, share it with somebody who you know that could use this. Share it with somebody who needs to get their hair done.
Give some love on the post.
Exactly. Don't forget to tag people down below. And don't forget to follow us on all our Taylor Style social media, which would be Taylor Style US. And, wait a second, what else is there? I don't know, there's so much.
Great hair isn't just styled, it's tailored, and many other things.
Yeah, the holidays are around the corner. Stay tuned. Specials will be coming for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes.
And so, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Oh, we love you too, Janice. We love you.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations on what?
Oh, that's a different Janice. My bad. Congratulations for whatever you just achieved in your life.
Oh my God. Anyways, thanks, Nikki. We love you guys. Have a good night. And remember that great hair isn't just styled.
It is tailored.
Bye.
Bye.
Press the end button.
I can't press it. I'm too busy failing in the video.